So I really, first off, the vision I believe is a gift from the Almighty. But I think the way you sharpen it and the way you hone it is to just be repetitive. You know, I looked at probably 100 different floor plans of barbershops before I came up with mine.
What's going on is the Wolf, and I know the set look familiar, but we actually here for a special edition. It's an exclusive interview with my guy Bud. He's a realtor. He's in real estate because he also owns his own real estate, and he's an entrepreneur from Philadelphia. But I'm gonna let y'all get to know more about him, and we're gonna talk a lot about his new endeavor, which is a barbershop, Hair After Barber's Lounge. So let's get into it. Tell me your name and where you're from, and give us a little bit of background about yourself.
All right, yeah, my name's Bud. My government, Ernest Harrod Jr. I'm from North Philly, 29th and Jefferson. Born and raised. My entire childhood is all North Philly. I didn't even, venture out into no other part of the city until I was probably a teenager.
Yeah.
Like everything from 13 under was 29th Street,
So what was that like though, just being confined to that space for the first 13 years of your life?
It was dope. Like my childhood was fun because I didn't know, you don't know that it's you in poverty. You don't know
that's a fact.
You don't know it's violent. You don't know it's a lot of drugs and stuff. Because everything you see is everything you know.
Yeah.
So going to elementary school. I went to Robert Morris Elementary School, and I walked to school with 10 of my friends every day, and we came home 10 of us. You know what I mean? So it's like we had so much fun as kids that I didn't even realize the danger that the neighborhood presented because it just was fun.
Because it's community, right?
It's community, right.
So it's like, it's never really dangerous in a place that you feel safe because the community was designed to protect you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And when you're not exposed to nothing else, you don't know what other alternatives are.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
So growing up down north, 29th Street, you grew up in a household, you had siblings?
I had siblings, but ironically, I grew up in a house with all cousins. So, my dad got 5 kids, my mom got 5 kids, but I was raised by my grandma.
Okay, tell me more about that.
All right, so my grandma, man, she was dope. A church lady, strong, stern. She didn't take no crap. Like I said, my grandma had respect from men. Like she was like that type of woman.
I know what you're saying.
In the neighborhood respected her. She was the block captain. She was the lead lady at the church. She took us to church every Sunday. But my house was a speakeasy. So legit, when I get up to go to school in the morning, there would be people at the table drinking, smoking. And then when I come home, they, still
doing the same thing.
And even I didn't think nothing was wrong with that until I got older and I started to see everybody's house wasn't like
that, right?
But my grandma was that house of refuge where when your parents wasn't able to, they just sent you there. Yeah. So when I say it was me and my cousins, it was me, and it was a 2-bedroom house on Dover Street, the 1400 block. 2-bedroom house, and 10 of us lived in it.
Yeah.
So you can imagine how
that congested that was. One bathroom, one kitchen.
One bathroom, one kitchen, right, and 2 bedrooms. And she sleep in one with her boyfriend. You know what I mean? So we're just all over the place. And then on top of that, this was the house that my cousins came to on the weekend. So she still got other kids with other grandchildren, and they all want to come to grandma's house on the weekend. So it was really crowded, but we had fun. I seen a post on Instagram the other day where all these kids in the living room and like a grandma sitting in a rocking chair, and it was talking about how back in the day families was like that, and like now you hardly see that anymore.
100%.
So
because the new grandmas is our moms.
right, and they trying to be lit.
They outside.
Right.
So growing up, in such a crowded space, you said that it was normal because it was what you was exposed to. So when you look back on it as an adult, do you think that it altered your path in any way, and was it good or bad?
Yeah, it altered my path, and that's part of one of the challenges of being an adult, especially with kids of my own, is I know some of the stuff a kid shouldn't have been exposed to, but at the same time, it made me who I am.
You get
what I'm saying? So it's like I try to find that balance of protecting my sons, but still allowing them space to, to bump their head and to be exposed to, some aspects of life, because it's all not, peaches and cream.
So you say your grandma raised you, but like, what was your relationship like with your dad and your mom?
My dad, so my dad and my mom, my mom my mom and my dad suffered from like drug abuse and alcoholism.
Yeah.
Pretty much throughout my childhood, on and off. My dad was like, he was smart. He still is very smart, very strong. But you know, he had his own demons he was battling.
Yeah.
But they would come, you know, birthdays, graduation, stuff like that. I seen them, you know what I mean? And I knew who they were. And, you know, even when I got older, I started to forge a better relationship with my dad because now I'm able to go to wherever he at. It's kind of how I got introduced to even the barbershop because he always cut hair. My dad was like a great barber when I was a kid. He still is. So when I got 13, 14, now I know how to get on the bus. It's like, all right, I ain't see my dad in a couple months. Let me go to the shop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I would just sit there and you know, just soak up game. And you know, I'd run to the store for you, Dad. You know, clean up for you, whatever I needed to do just to be able to spend time with him. You know what I'm saying? But it still was my grandma. If all three of us was in the room, you knew who was in charge. Cause you know, they kind of conceded and let my grandma.
They let her take the lead.
And me and her had such a special relationship that I think it kind of got hard for them to ever even try to get me back because it's like she loved him too much. Like she clearly. My cousins know I was the one. My cousins know. You know what I'm saying? Huh? Yeah, they gonna say you signed right here and said you was gonna pay us back.
So would they get a copy?
They get a copy and they get a copy, right? Just keep everybody honest. This the HUD. Whenever you buy a house, it's gonna be the sheet that tell you how much you bought it for and it tell you all of the costs broke down. So this is my sale price right here. I bought it for that. They had to give me credit for this because I gave them $1,000 deposit. Then they gave me $10,000 in seller's assist. Meaning the seller took $10,000 out of his money and gave it to me.
So that's what this was.
Yeah, that was my check. I had to go to the bank and get the cashier's check. How long would it take you? Money man. You got it on you?
Probably like next time I'm like 52.
Like what?
52, I probably got it then.
52.
52, I got it then.
Between the both of them, you got like 7 or something. You know?
God is the greatest, man. God is the greatest. It's time to go to work. It's time to go to work.
Investments isn't like quick money. That's what I'm saying. It's not quick money. It's a long process.
I learned that
Honestly, what
you
did
gotta
learn?
you gotta sign a lot of papers. The bank helps you, like it loans you money for you to buy your property. And I learned that it's complicated. It ain't easy to learn. You gotta study it, and you just gotta put all your work and effort into it.
We left the closing table. I'm gonna take y'all over. I'm gonna show y'all exactly what it's like when you first walk into these joints. You snap your fingers and you turn it into what your vision telling you to look like. Stay tuned. Appreciate y'all.
Moving past 13, you now see more than just North Philly. What areas did you start to get exposed to? Was it outside the city or was it just more outside the neighborhood?
No, when I started getting exposed outside the city was actually after elementary school. So in my elementary school, I was a great student.
Yeah.
I'm talking about for 4th and 5th grade, I had straight A's.
Yeah.
All 3 reports. Like I was My uncle used to call me Mr. Robert Mars. I won every award you could think of. I beat the principal, and like we used to have this game called 24, where it's 4 numbers on a card and you gotta make it equal 24 using math equations. And I beat him in front of the whole school, and like they gave me tickets to go to the Sixers game and everything. Like I won scholar athlete. I just won a lot of stuff. My 4th grade teacher named Miss Wines was like a godsend. Like she like the sweetest lady in the world. She made me love school. She made me want to go. She had like that motherly aunt type of energy where you knew she cared, and she saw so much potential in me that she put in an application for me to go to Masterman, which is top school in the city. It's still number 1 to this day.
I did Masterman. They definitely was one of those.
So this was like her own doing, not my mom, my dad telling her to, my grandma. My grandma knew nothing about what Masterman was, but she was like, you too smart to go, which Vaux was our feeder pattern school. It was the next school. She's like, no, you're not going there. So she signed me up. I got accepted to Masterman. So when I'm going to Masterman is at 17th and Spring Garden. My neighborhood, 29th and Jefferson, if I would've went to Vaux, we could walk straight up to Master Street.
Straight down the block,
I gotta catch the bus. So my grandma and my aunt said, I had a cousin that was going to Benjamin Franklin, which is at Broad and Spring Garden. But my aunt lived in South Philly. So they like, if you might as well go up there with them so y'all can go to school together on the bus. Because this is my first time ever having to catch the bus, going to school this far. So I moved out South Philly with my aunt, and I stayed out there for as long as I could. I got homesick. My main processes when I'm, looking to purchase a new piece of property is I always look for like the ugliest house on the nicest block or the nicest neighborhood. And it's like, when I saw it, like my face lit up. And the average person when they ride by, I'll be like, ew, look at that house. And I'm like it's gold. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's like I found my treasure. So if you just look at the houses surrounding this, they all pretty much well manicured. You can tell people really care, and take pride in their property. So I gotta basically this stick out like a sore thumb. So I gotta maintenance this and take care of it as if it was one of these other properties. I grew up because I had to make sure I was safe for one, and I had to get myself out of them situations. It wasn't even like the lawyers was trying to save me. You know what I'm saying? I had to really get myself out of them situations.
So you came home and you got past that time frame, right? Or whatever the kid may be. Did you jump fully into real estate, or was it other business ventures along the way that led you back to real estate?
Yeah, so when I came home, I didn't jump into nothing. I just wanted my son when I came home. Like I called his mom on the road on the way home, and I'm like, just pack his stuff up and I'm gonna come get it. She like, you sure? I'm like, yeah. I didn't care where I was at. I just knew I just wanted him with me. One of the things the counselor asked me in the meeting was, what's the most important thing to you? I said, my son. She says, when you was home, what did you spend the most time doing? I said, hustling. So I could provide for my son, because that's the justification. And she said, no, wherever you spend your most time at, that's what you care the most about. And I'm like, I didn't want to accept it, but that was a reality.
That was a reality.
Because as much as I can say I'm hustling for him, wanting to, provide for him, he wasn't asking me for nothing at that point.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying? Like, your baby son just want you there. You know what I mean?
Facts.
But I'm putting this pressure on myself, like, no, he got to have Dolce & Gabbana, he got to have Prada, he got to, you know what I mean? I'm doing all of that, but that's serving me now. You know what I mean? So, I've always been like conscious of holding myself supremely accountable for the good and the bad.
That's good.
So
good.
That was one of the things that when I came home, just like get him. Spend more time with him than anything else. And then start trying to figure out what you want to do. When I was away, I read a lot, and one of the books I read was 33 Strategies of War. The parallels to the 33 Strategies of War is talking about all of these war generals and kings and emperors that conquered different nations doing different strategies and stuff like that. But the parallel is war is really life. And if you can implement some of these same principles in life, then you can win on your terms.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So one of the things that stuck out to me profoundly was any resources that you got to your disposal, use them. And I was one of them people, like, I can know you gotta play for me or you can help me with something, but I wouldn't really use it because I don't want to be indebted to you. You get what I'm saying? The only resource I had at my disposal was my dad had a barbershop. That was the only good thing that I had that I could like
lean on, that wasn't gonna take you back to that. I mean, yeah.
So in my head, it's just like, it kept ringing in my head. That's whatever resource you got, use it.
Yeah.
All right, Dad, I need to come in there. I need to start cutting. Now, mind you, I already did a little bit of cutting as a kid because my homies just assumed if your dad cut hair, you got to do
some type of skill. It's genetic.
So yeah, like I would be, shaping them up and stuff like that at the school. I'm in my head like, let me at least see what's there.
Yeah.
Let me at least see what's there. I'm not gonna lie, like honestly, my mentality was still learn how to cut, build a little book, and at the same time I still had work that I'm not going out of town. Now I think I'm smart enough, I'm sending people out of town. And what I realized with that is nobody gonna work like you gonna work. My youngest, they coming back with stories and the money, they don't got no money or no drugs, and it's just like, you gonna make me do something to you. You get what I'm saying? Then I saw the trap in that. It's like, this is how people, you get what I'm saying? This is how. My cousin, man, I'm telling you, I sent him up there with something and he come back with nothing.
You sold the money and the drugs? What the fuck happened?
Not only did he go have nothing, he asking me for more.
Yeah.
And at that point, I'm like, I'm just done with it all.
At all, none. We don't come in this motherfucker to play. We come here and put that work in.
That's the key. That's the key to it all, man. Like you gotta start your morning off, put your body through that adversity. You got the whole day in front of you, man. You know how many people ain't even out the bed yet? I done worked out for an hour and a half straight. Get ready, get some breakfast, and then on to whatever my next task is for the day, man. You start getting up early to work out, just wait and see how much more productive your days be. Just because you up so early, it forces you to find some type of activity to get into, man. So, I'm gonna see y'all at this next project. This is what I'm really excited to show y'all. So that be my message to like the younger guys that come to me for advice and information and stuff like that is, I know 6-figure plumbers.
Facts.
I know 6-figure contractors.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And for some reason, we just like fixated on ball, football, rap. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? It's like we need more electricians. You get what I'm talking about? 7- and 8-figure portfolio people that you can touch 100%.
That look just like us.
Tangible, right?
100%.
So it's like it brings me so much joy like today because I'm realizing and I'm stepping into being who I would have admired
If you was a young boy. It's a fact.
When I pulled into the gas station the other day, man, these young boys out there pumping gas and they looking at my car and they like, what you do, And I'm like, I got a barbershop, but I'm, heavy into real estate too. And I'm telling them that, and they looking at me like, you just look like a regular, you know what I mean? I'm like, bro, I'm telling you, it's not hard, man. It's not hard. If you got the grind to be out here pumping gas, you'll kill it in real estate.
100%.
You'll kill it in real estate.
100%.
You get what I'm saying? So, welcome, Hair After Barber Lounge. I told y'all we was gonna get it done. We finally at the finish line. Everything that I had envisioned in my head, this is exactly what I saw when we was, demoing, and even when I came to the first walkthrough, I saw it before anybody else did, and then I'm excited to get a chance to see y'all actually what was in my, in my mind all of that time. get the shop up and running.
Yeah.
You know, my license, I got a barber manager license, which basically allows me to take on a kid as an apprentice and actually get them licensed too. So that's gonna be part of the thing too. It's like because barbering changed my life. Because what it was I looked at barbering like almost how Jay-Z look at rap. It's just the vehicle to get me into the other rooms that I want to be into.
Talk
you know
about
what I'm saying?
it.
So
Talk about it.
when I told you I stopped hustling because my cousin pissed me off, right? I was making decent money at the barbershop by then. You know what I mean? I wasn't fully booked, but I was doing okay. And in my head, it's like, if I just double down and really like perfect my craft, I might can make some money that's almost equivalent to what I was getting when I was in the street.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, that ended up happening. You get what I'm saying? So now it's like, all right, I gotta do something with this money. So now, let me go to school for real estate. I went to real estate school thinking it was gonna teach me everything about real estate. But real estate school just teach you the rules, regulations, laws, and like the stuff that you gotta do as far as fair housing and stuff like that go, and it can get you licensed to become a realtor.
Yeah.
But as far as like fix and flip and renovations and stuff like that, it don't really
teach you that
touch on that.
Yeah.
But one of the seminars I went to, they were saying like everybody don't have to be a licensed realtor, but it is good to get it if you're gonna be in real estate, because why not?
Right.
You can save money for one by just brokering your own deal.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And then two, you can help somebody else, and then you could get the commission from that sale. So it's like, all right, well, yeah. Then I'm like, all right, if I'm gonna do it in PA, I want to do it in Jersey too, because
It's right across the bridge.
right across the bridge. And then I start forging relationships, and that with clients at the barbershop, like they looking at me like, you not about to stop cutting hair, right? Like, you get what I'm saying?
Oh, we locked in, right?
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, I just like, that's where I pride myself on, is trying to be. You can't put me in a box. You can't even really call me a barber because I have so much more. And scheme and concept behind the Hereafter brand is just like, when you think about the Hereafter, the Hereafter is a place that we all strive to get to. It's like, think about when you are in the Hereafter, God willing you make it, but it's just like you elevating at the highest level possible. So I want everybody, even when they come, haircuts make you feel better about yourself. So when you come, I want you just vibrating at the highest frequency possible at all times. And I just want to give that through haircuts, and inspiration.